I just harvested last week some oyster mushrooms from one of my 5-gallon bucket grows. And what I tried, I had this jar of sterilized grain in the cupboard. So I was like, I wonder if I took a pinch off of the gills of the mushroom, one of the oyster mushrooms, and I dropped it in there, and it's right there. Little tiny piece, so I put 2 little tiny pieces in there. And look at that. It actually worked. See, the mycelium is growing through it pretty good. I washed my hands with alcohol first. And then I washed the jar down. So when I was touching it, I wasn't spreading any other kind of bacteria or anything, but I just took a little tiny pinch right off of the gills of my oyster mushroom, dropped it in my jar, and there it goes. So that is going to be brand new right from the spores, because the mushrooms had just started to drop their spores because I had a light dusting underneath the mushrooms. I harvested them just a little too late. So it definitely works to take a little piece of mushroom and drop it in a sterilized grain jar. Just want to make sure you keep a really good eye on it that you don't get some kind of mold, but this actually is looking really good. Alright, so I can start a fresh new bucket with this. Probably do a 2-gallon bucket with this, or I'm probably going to split this up where what you do is get some water, you boil some water and then let it cool down. Get a nice sterilized syringe, get some of the water, inject it in there and let it sit and kind of shake it around a little bit, and then shove the needle back in there and suck out some of that water. And I'll inject it into some more jars with some sterilized grains that I'll do this weekend. So we'll see how that works. So I can go ahead and start a couple more buckets. I'll go back to straw because straw grows them faster. But for some reason, I did the sawdust spawn and it didn't grow very many at all. Well, it really didn't, because it just like went bad. The mycelium didn't grow through it very well. The aspen shavings, it grew all the way through it really good, and that's where I got this last flush from, was aspen shavings, and that was my second flush, but I got more off of the straw, so I never let it sit around long enough to give me a second flush. That's the last video I posted with the little mushrooms popping up in my garden now. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye.